The fact is that teachers don't really think about email lists until the day that their sales dip, and then they realize that they don't actually own their audience. So this episode is full of information, so make sure you grab your pen and your paper to take some notes. Trust me, it is a lot, and you don't want to miss any of it. If you've been relying on TPT, Instagram, Facebook, and their algorithms to reach your buyers, this episode is your wake-up call, but in the best way. Having an email list is not something that you do later once you're more established. It's something that protects and grows your business from the very beginning. I say the very beginning, but you'll know what I mean as we go through the episode. Because today I'm going to break down why every teacher author needs an email list. Yes, even if you have just a few products, plus the best starter platforms, what to send, how often, and the easiest way to get it up and running without overthinking it. Like I said, it is full of information. So you might want to go back and listen to this again and again and again, okay? This is the episode that you need to listen to if you are wanting to grow your business via email, okay? All right, so I jumped on the email list bandwagon as soon as I heard about it, and I honestly never looked back. I didn't wait until I had a giant store or hundreds of followers. I had like around 50 products at the time, and that was enough to get me started. But having this email list actually motivated me to create more because I realized something real quick. If I wanted to promote my resources in these emails that I was sending, I needed enough to rotate through. Okay. So instead of waiting until I had quote unquote more, starting my list lit a fire under me to keep creating. So in the beginning, I only sent one email every 2 weeks, but I kept it super simple. But once I got comfortable, and it didn't take me very long to get comfortable because I saw the benefit in the emails. So I moved on to weekly, and now I send 2 emails a week. And honestly, I do feel good about it. Now, the biggest mindset shift was this. You're not bothering people by emailing them. They chose to hear from you. If someone doesn't like what you send and they unsubscribe, that's okay. They're not your people. You don't want a full list of subscribers who don't actually want to be there. The right people appreciate hearing from you. So make sure that you are emailing them and that you are okay with emailing them because they are okay getting emails from you. All right? Okay, so let's start with why do you need an email list? When you have an email list, you own your audience. There's no algorithm involved that can hide you. There's no platform that can suddenly change the rules on you, as we've seen it happen. And you're not waking up one day wondering why your reach has tanked. Your list belongs to you, and that kind of control gives you the stability that you just don't get on social media or even the marketplace itself. And here's something people don't realize. Email converts better. The people on your list are warmer. They already know who you are, and they're more likely to buy. Statistically, email buyers convert 3 to 5 times higher than someone scrolling past your product on TPT or Instagram. So even a small list can outperform a big following, because let's say that you have a big following on Instagram, but the algorithm changes and now nobody sees your posts, right? And then most of the time, people are just kind of scrolling through Instagram. They're not really paying attention. They're not there to buy. They're just there to pass the time, right? So email list builds real trust and connection. When you land in someone's inbox, you're not just another face in the feed. You're a voice that they recognize. They get to know you as a person, not just like a shop or a logo. That relationship makes a big difference when it comes to engagement and sales. And I'll show you how to build that relationship with your email list here in just a minute, okay? So when you have something to launch, like a bundle or a workshop or a sale or a new product, you're not starting from zero. You already have people to tell about it. You don't have to cross your fingers and hope someone sees it on social media, or there's somebody comes across it on TPT, or that TPT is going to email to your followers. Y'all, you email to your list and they see it right away. Most importantly, your email list future proofs your business. Platforms change, policies shift, accounts get restricted, but when you've built an email list, you've created an asset that you control completely. It grows with you and no one can take that away. So when TPT or Instagram decide to experiment with the algorithm, as they have, you're still safe because nobody can mess with the list but you. All right, so when to start an email list. I kind of talked a little bit about that at the very beginning, but we're going to get into it now. You don't need perfection or a massive audience to start an email list, but you do need enough to make it worth promoting. So one product by itself is not going to give you much to email about unless you already have a long form platform like a blog or YouTube channel or podcast where you're driving traffic to. So here's a better way to think about it. If you've got a decently stocked store, not hundreds of products, but enough that you could rotate through in your emails, that is a good time to start. Like I said, when I started, I had around 50 resources, and that was good enough for me to introduce products slowly. And then here and there, I'd sprinkle in freebies or tips between the promotions. So if you're still building your store and don't have much to link to it yet, that's okay. You can still start your list, but your focus might be more on connection and tips and nurturing rather than selling right away. And here's why that matters. The people who join your list early are already interested in you and what you are creating. So instead of relying only on TPT traffic and hoping someone stumbles upon your store, you're slowly building a group of people who are choosing to hear from you. That gives you way more control than waiting on an algorithm to send you buyers. Now, before your brain jumps to overwhelm and starts listing all the things you think you need, let me take some of that pressure off. You don't need a fancy website or a big welcome sequence or a giant freebie library or hundreds of followers to begin. You just need a plan to show up consistently, even if it's just simple at first. And here in a minute, I'm going to walk you through exactly how to get started so that you know where to begin and what to send. But first, let's talk about what platforms to use. All right. This is where some people get stuck before they even start. They're like, oh my gosh, I don't even know where to start. I don't know what platform to use. So they freeze, right? So what I did is I researched some of the most beginner-friendly options that are either free or super low cost. And these are the ones I'm going to recommend that you look into first. There's only 3, so you don't have to look through a whole bunch, okay? Now, there are many more, but for the purpose of simplicity and keeping this podcast episode short, I'm just going to list 3. All right. So the first one is Kit. It used to be called ConvertKit. This is a one that I actually have, so I'm a little biased, but I started a long time ago. And so I really like it and I got used to it and I'm going to stick with it until I don't know when. Okay. This one has a really solid free plan. You can have up to like 10,000 subscribers and send unlimited emails, and you can create landing pages and forms. Once you move to paid, the creator plan starts at around $29 a month for your first 1,000 subscribers. Now, it's a really good platform. It has amazing analytics. It's very easy to use, but automations are limited on the free plan, and the price goes up as your list grows. So the more subscribers you have, the more you are going to pay. And they just raised their prices, so it can get a little pricey. Again, if you don't need all the analytics and all of that, then you might be better off with something else. But I really like ConvertKit, so I'm going to stick with it. Another option is MailerLite. It's one of the most popular starter platforms because the free plan gives you up to 500 subscribers and you still get automations and landing pages and email campaigns. If you upgrade later, plans start around $10 a month depending on your list size. So there's that. Some of the pros is that it's really clean, easy to use, and the free tier is actually pretty solid. But the cons are that some of the more advanced stuff like split testing or segmenting is locked behind a paid plan. I don't know that much about MailerLite. That's just what I found. So don't quote me too much on that. But I do know that a lot of teacher sellers use that. Now, I think the most popular platform right now is Flowdesk. Flowdesk doesn't have a free forever plan, but they do offer trials, and their pricing is a flat rate. It's about $38 a month, and that covers unlimited subscribers and unlimited emails. So that is where it is drawing the most attention right now, because you don't pay more the more subscribers you get. Okay, so Flowdesk is very attractive right now. Pros are that it is super visual and the templates are beautiful and that you're not charged more as your list grows, like I said. But some of the cons are that you don't get more advanced automation or analytics that ConvertKit might offer. Okay. If you're not picky about that, Flowdesk is your best choice. All right. So which one do you choose? If you want a free plan you can stay on for a long time, MailerLite or Kit are both great places to start. If you care more about how your emails look and you'd rather pay a flat monthly fee without worrying about the subscriber limits, Flowdesk is a good fit once you are ready to invest. And honestly, if I was to start all over again, I would probably go with Flowdesk because they're not going to increase their prices the more subscribers you have. All right, because it can get pretty pricey. But no matter what platform you're looking at, always check what their free plan actually includes, like automations, landing pages, email limits. All of that matters once you start growing. So definitely look into those. All right. What to send? Whew. All right. So you have a platform chosen and you are ready to get started. So let's talk about what to actually send to the subscribers that you have in your email list. Okay. The good news is that it does not have to be salesy or complicated. Here are some super simple ideas that work really well and don't feel forced. You can send quick weekly value like tips, strategies, classroom hacks, or mini lessons that teachers can actually use. It doesn't have to be long. Sometimes 2 sentences and a resource link is enough. Lead with what is going on in your classroom or your life that directly ties in with what you're talking about, and just have a quote unquote conversation. Another thing you can share is sneak peeks or behind the scenes of what you're working on, maybe a product that you're about to post or something you're updating or something that's coming soon. This gets your audience really excited about it. And then they start looking forward to, and now they're looking forward to when it's finished and maybe even buy it, right? You can also highlight seasonal or themed resources that makes sense for that week or that month, like test prep or fall activities or winter holidays or back to school, whatever fits the season, right? Teachers are always looking for seasonal stuff because their curriculum does not include those things. I'd say Halloween and Christmas are like huge times of the year to sell because teachers are tired and students are wired, and they just need some resources to meet both of those needs, all right? So definitely seasonal products, especially in the younger grades, but not limited to the younger grades. A lot of teachers in the secondary are also looking for seasonal resources. All right. Another thing you can send is a free sampler or opt-in, maybe a page or two from a bigger product or a mini version of something that you already sell. This will give them a taste of what is in the bigger product and will most likely make them want to buy it. You can also send like frequently asked questions, tutorials, or how I made this email. Teachers love knowing the why or the process behind something. And again, it gets them excited about what is coming. And when you finally push it out, they'll be ready to buy. Especially if you ask them whether they should add this or that, and then you actually apply what they told you. Y'all, they love that. And let's talk about selling, because you absolutely should be selling regularly in your emails. If you never share your products, people will forget what you offer and you won't make any money, right? It wouldn't be called email marketing if it wasn't about selling. So let's think about it this way. You don't have to do a big promo every single time, but you can make selling a normal part of every email by featuring one resource at the end, almost like a product of the week kind of thing, or like a spotlight or a related resource that ties into whatever you talked about. Then about once a month, you can do a full promo email where the focus is a product. Like, let's say a bundle or a sale or something that you're launching. Think site-wide sales or brand new products that you just launched, a product line or something like that. When you lead with value and then naturally link to something that you offer, it doesn't feel pushy. It feels helpful. That's the balance. You have to serve them first and then give them an easy next step. All right, so let's talk about how often to email, because this is another spot where people freeze. The ideal for most teacher sellers is either once a week or every other week. That's enough to stay present without overwhelming yourself or your audience. And I always say this: consistency matters way more than frequency. It's better to send one email every other week and stick with it than send 3 in a row and then disappear for a month. Pick what you can realistically maintain. If you have a lot of energy one day and whip out 5 emails, but you know that you can't do this for the next month, schedule them out once a week instead of sending them all in a period of 2 weeks, right? Just because they're there doesn't mean you have to send them. You can actually separate them out, schedule them out for once a week. A good way to plan is to tie your emails to things that are already happening in your business or in the school year. So think about things like new product launches or seasonal events or holidays like Halloween or Christmas, testing season, back to school, whatever is going on at that point in time. Focus your emails around that time. If something relevant is happening, email about it. Your people want to hear about it. And if you skip a week, it's not the end of the world. Your audience are going to forgive you as long as you get back into a rhythm. The goal is never to be perfect. It's staying in front of people regularly enough that they don't forget who you are. Whew, that is a lot of information. So now let's make this doable, because starting an email list does not have to be complicated. You don't need a whole funnel, 5 freebies, or some giant automated sequence to get going. You just need a minimum viable setup, and it's really just 4 pieces. All right. First, you need an opt-in and a landing page. That's it. 1 freebie that people can sign up for and 1 place to collect their email. This freebie can be a sample of a bigger product that you will sell to them during the welcome sequence. This freebie can be a sample of a bigger product that you will sell to them during the welcome sequence. So if you have bell ringers, that are like, if you have a bundle of 40 bell ringers, well, take 5 of those and put them into a freebie, or maybe 2 or 3 of them, put them into a freebie, right? Before I get into what is next, I want to talk a little bit about where you are putting this freebie. Where are people going to find this freebie? Well, I started with adding a page to the products on TPT. Okay, there's no rule that says you cannot add an opt-in page in the freebie in the products that you're selling on TPT. So if you're selling a scavenger hunt PDF, then add a page there. It says, hey, do you like this resource? Check this one out. Sign up for my email list to get 5 bell ringers. Okay. And when they start downloading that scavenger hunt, they'll find this opt-in, they'll click on it and sign up to get onto your email list. Okay. That's where I started putting mine. And then later, if you have long form content like YouTube or blog posts, put it there too, because when people go to those pages, they will find your opt-in and they're going to click on it and they're going to sign up for your emails. Okay. Now let's talk about this welcome sequence. All right. So you have your opt-in, you have your landing page, you're pushing it out into your products. People are signing up. Then what? Okay. Then you set up a simple welcome sequence. It's not just a single email. It can be 2 or 3 short emails. It could be more even, right? It just depends on your energy and your audience and how you want to communicate with your audience. Okay. But the main emails within the welcome sequence are email number 1, which is where you deliver the freebie. Okay. You'll say something like, thank you for signing up. Here's your freebie. All right. And then you also need to introduce yourself, who you are, what you create, all of those things. It can be a separate email. And then also another email that tells them what to expect going forward. So let people know how often you're going to show up, whether that's once a week or every other week. Set the expectation up front so that they trust you, and so they trust that you'll actually email them. Remember, if they opt in, that means they want to hear from you. Okay. It doesn't need to be perfect. You can write it in plain English and improve it later. The goal is connection, not perfection. So don't stress over this. Use your platform's built-in landing pages and templates. No fancy website or branding just yet. Just clean and simple so you can get it out there. Okay. And then focus on getting those pieces in place first. Once you have people joining and emails going out, then you can start tweaking and improving. Maybe you want to add more emails to your welcome sequence. Maybe you want to promote the full product or the bundle that goes with that freebie. It all goes into that welcome sequence. Okay. No, that's not going to work. Second, okay, so now that you have your opt-in and your landing page, and then you are promoting your opt-in in your products and your blog or your YouTube channel or your podcast, now you are ready to set up your simple welcome sequence. It can be 3, 5, 6, I've seen 15 emails in a welcome sequence. It just depends on how you want to do it. But the most important things here are the first email delivers a freebie. Hey, thank you for signing up. Here's your freebie. You can also have another email where you introduce who you are, what you create, all of those things. And then you can also have another email delivering maybe another freebie. Hey, I thought of you when I created this, so here you go. Maybe you have another email that tells them, hey, look, I'm going to email you. I'm going to pop into your inbox maybe once a week to give you more tips and strategies for your classroom. And then maybe another email where you say, hey, if you like that freebie, here is the full product, or here is a bundle, and here's a discount code. Now, if you have, here is the full product, or here is the bundle. Okay. And that is how you actually get sales on autopilot. All right. It does not need to be perfect. Just put it out there. You can improve on it later. The goal is connection, not perfection. So don't stress over it. Use your platform's built-in landing pages and templates. No fancy website, no branding yet, just clean and simple so that you can get it out there. Focus on those pieces. Focus on putting those pieces in place first. Once you have people joining and emails going out, then you can start tweaking and improving, but nothing grows until you start. So you make sure that you get started. All right, I know this is a lot, so make sure you go back to listen again and again if you need to. And if you've been thinking, I want an email list, but I don't know where to begin or what platform to choose, you're just feeling stuck, I'm here to help you get unstuck. Book a one-on-one coaching call with me, and I'll walk you through choosing the right platform, setting up your first opt-in, and creating your welcome sequence step by step. No guesswork. The link is in the show notes. Thank you so much for being here, and I will see you next week.